Who doesn't love a bee?
Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees!
Hello again. We're going to do something a little bit different today in regards to the verses. We're going to have a KO versus KO battle. We're going to have Diecast MP21 KO versus KBBMP MP21 Plus, or an OSCO oversized KO. Which one is worth buying if you were thinking about getting one? Everyone loves a KO, don't they? Let's make them fight!
Fight!
Basically, because they're the same bot and they're the same thing, I'm going to do a few little comparisons in regards to the quality, in regards to the similarities and the differences between them, because there is some differences between them. First of all is the obvious one. The KBB Bumblebee is considerably larger than the MP KO from Diecast. It's quite a large fella. About double his size, which is a little bit strange because you think, well, who exactly did these things scale with? This is an exact copy of the MP, the Masterpiece Bumblebee. Yet this guy is not. This guy is a considerably larger one. So this guy doesn't actually scale with the normal Masterpiece figures. This one scales perfectly with the Ironhide in exactly the way it should do. It's a fantastic scale if you are into the cartoon accuracy of the show. However, as you can see, it doesn't scale exactly the same. This guy's way too big compared to this guy. However, this guy scales fantastically with the MPP10 from Wei Zhang. He scales absolutely beautifully with him. Just the perfect. If you bought one of these things and thought, why did I own one of these? Why it doesn't actually scale with anything? If you pick up one of these guys, then you'll have something that actually will scale with them for a change. And it's it's definitely worth putting these two together. They look absolutely fantastic. So is bigger better? I don't know. I'll let you guys decide this. All I'm going to do is a few comparisons and tell you all the differences between them. In regards to the accessories that they come with, they both come with exactly the same accessories that are as follows. They both come with the changeable faceplates. So you have the normal faceplate with him with his mouth open and with his mouth shut, and they both come with the gun. Obviously one's bigger than the other. I won't show you both of the guns in comparison, but there is a few differences in the accessories. Diecast comes with Daniel or Spike, I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be Daniel, which is a small version of Spike or Daniel from the Transformers movie, the 1986 one. And it does transform into like a little buggy thing that goes along the floor, but it's not very good, to be honest. It's a bit rubbish. And you transform it once and then you just think to yourself, I don't even know if I'm going to do that ever again. And as far as accessories go, that's about it with this one. However, the KBBMP comes with, as well as all the stuff that we've just mentioned, a rocket pack, an arm communicator, a satellite, which I think is from the original Robots in Disguise first ever episode, and an energon rod from the first ever episode of the G1, which I think is the same as that kind of thing. So yeah, as accessories go, I'm pretty sure that the KBB does kind of out-trump the Diecast one, because it does come with lots and lots of extras and things that you can do, and it's just a lot more fun, a lot more things that you can actually do with it. In regards of quality, they are both very, very, very good. There's a few different things about the KBB that you need to know about, though. Where the differences for the robot form The Diecast has the little revolving symbol that goes on his chest that you can turn around, and you can have it as the Autobot symbol, or you can turn it round the other way and have it without the symbol. I prefer to have the symbol all the time, to be honest. It doesn't really make a difference. The Diecast one doesn't have a symbol that revolves on his front, and he also doesn't have a symbol on his foot like the Diecast does. He doesn't have any of those symbols on at all, and there's a good reason for that. This thing is made of plastic, all the way through, apart from the screws and the pins that hold him together. This thing is partly made of die-cast. The chest part is die-cast, part of the feet are die-cast. There's lots and lots of different sections of die-cast in this toy, where this one doesn't have it because it doesn't need it. This one, I think that they just made it just that little bit better in regards of quality. It actually stays together so well. Well, this guy is really good, and the quality of him is fantastic. This one just pips it. It just has a little bit extra in regards to the quality of how it's been made. We did have a slight problem when I had it. The wheels didn't quite go flush to the bottom as in the transformation, due to there was a spur that was inside of the foot. So if you do buy one of these things, just remember, if it doesn't go down, that it's like a little tiny trim, and all you need to do is take it off with a Stanley knife. Very, very simple to do, and then it will fall flat. There's a few differences in regards to of them in robot form as well that I'd like to point out. One of them is the Diecast one has a silver faceplate in the G1, which I prefer the G1 faceplate. But it has like a silver sheen on the actual face itself. The KBB one is just white plastic. But the actual quality of it is fantastic, really, really good. The actual lamps on the Diecast are see-through white. On the KBB, it is has a little bit of blue tint, which is the same as the windscreens and all the windows all the way around them, but that's the same on the Diecast. They both come with the removable wheel that sits on the back. Obviously one's bigger than the other. The actual joints on the KBB are lovely ratchets. You got fantastic ratchets on the knees, as you can hear, on the top of the thighs, as you can hear. There is swivel, the same as that. There is ankle tilts, there is ankle swivels. All the rest of the articulation is the same. The actual ratchets on the Diecast one are very soft ones, and you can't feel the quality of them that you can on the big one. For some reason, as well, they put on an extra little piece of crotch to basically hold him together. So they must have, when they were actually experimenting with him and they upscaled him, that they realised that it needed a little bit of extra support. Where the Diecast one doesn't have that, the KBB one has like a little nubbin at the bottom. So he's got like a little thingy willy sticking out of him. But it doesn't really spoil it. It doesn't really take anything away from it. In regards to upscaling and the details on it, it's near enough identical with some slight differences, but very, very little. So I'm going to get these bad boys transformed for you. In the car form, there is a few slight differences that you need to be aware of. One was always been a complaint from people is that the Bumblebee always had one mirror on one side and no mirror on the other side. This is due to it being accurate to the actual model that was created. KBB one has put a mirror on both sides. Probably just to stop people whinging a little bit. The Diecast Tony one has Volkswagen signs on the wheels and the Volkswagen sign on the top of the bonnet. Now the KBB one doesn't. The KBB one has a K on the top of the bonnet and K's on the wheels because they didn't want to get done for copyright infringement, would they? In regards to how they go together, it's absolutely no doubt about it. The KBB one goes together much better than the Diecast Tony one. There's a few things that always bothered me about the Diecast Tony one in regards to how the middle section fitted on the top in regards to the windscreen. A slight little overlap on the windscreen and the paint and the slight colour difference. Where the KBB one is pretty good. It doesn't overrun. It fits nice and flush. It goes together lovely. The paintwork on this thing is just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. I know my friend Paul, who got me this, he made the bumper chrome, but the original one didn't have a chrome bumper, so I didn't feel the need to do it. But it goes together so well, and the details on the handles and everything. Both of them are spectacular in regards to a representation of the Volkswagen Beetle. Obviously one's just bigger than the other. So it comes down to a fact of which one do you think you should get? Which one is the best option? Obviously, this is entirely up to you. The size of these guys, as I said before, this scales perfectly with the MPs because it's an MP total copy. This thing scales much better with the Weijiang oversized Transformers, the oversized masterpieces that have been done. But this thing isn't expensive. It's quite cheap. It's nice just to have an oversized B because it just feels so well made and so beautifully crafted in your hand. The diecast is always a joy to use and always a joy to actually feel when you're actually transforming something. It's entirely up to you which one you want to get, but here's the big thing. This thing costs less than this. So which one would you have?
You win!
I hope you enjoyed this review. It's a little bit controversial comparing one KO to another KO. We're all guilty. Every single one of us are buying KOs and 3P. We can't start being judgmental towards other people in regards to the fandom. Let people have what they want. I don't want to get into a debate about KOs. I don't want to actually start creating a big hoo-ha about who should have KOs and who shouldn't have KOs. Enjoy yourself. Have some fun. I'll see you all later.